Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Bert the Stormtrooper and this is the home of That's Just Prime, the comprehensive Optimus Prime review series. I also review other Transformers, lots of G1 stuff, as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, GoBots, and pretty much any other toy that may jump out at me. I also do the occasional arcade and pinball machine videos, unboxings, blogs, challenges, and miscellaneous videos where my daughter usually makes fun of me. Those are a lot of fun. If you're new to the channel, thanks for checking me out. Please be sure to click that subscribe button and don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share if you like what you see. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise Deluxe Class Runamuck, and I'm really excited about this figure because I was a big fan of the G1 Battle Chargers. So released in the last quarter of 2020, as of the time of this recording, this guy is starting to hit store shelves right now. He is a deluxe class figure and he retails for approximately $20. I found mine on the shelf at Target. So you can see here again, we've got that Earthrise packaging that we're familiar with. We've got the window box showing us the figure already packed in his robot mode. Over here on the side, we've got some really cool artwork of Runamuck. Over on the other side, we've got that Earthrise artwork, and then on the back, we've got the product shots showing us Runamuck in both his vehicle and his robot mode. And I'm pretty sure that during this review, I am going to be renaming him Runabout, which is the name of his partner. I get them confused all the time, so I'm just letting you know right now, I'm probably going to do that throughout the entirety of this review. But let's get this guy opened up and check him out. And here we have Runamuck out of the package, and I love this toy. So out of the package, we're going to get the figure, which I've already transformed into vehicle mode. We've got his instruction sheet, his weapon, his decoder, and his background with his piece of the map. And we'll take a look at that first. So we'll grab the decoder. We've got a piece of the map, and we actually do have a planet on this one, and that is going to be probably not going to show off on camera, but it is Planet Earth. So there's that. If you're following along, if you're building the map or doing whatever it is that is, you've got Planet Earth on this one. We've got his instruction sheet, which again, our standard instruction sheet that we've been getting with Earthrise and Siege figures. Very well documented, very well illustrated, very easy to follow. So there's that. And then of course we've got the figure and the weapon. So of course in vehicle mode, he is the standard size that most of these Siege and Earthrise vehicles have been lately, which is between 4.5 to 5 inches long. He is just under 5 inches long, about 1.5 inches tall at the top of the roof here, and he is an approximation of an old, like a Trans Am, Pontiac, sort of an 80s sports car. He's an approximation of that. Of course, he's not exact because of licensing reasons. He rolls really nicely going all the way around. He looks awesome. We've got some red taillights back there. The windows are translucent, but they're like that smoked clear see-through. And then we've got some really cool designs just kind of etched into the back of the window there. And then also in the front, they're kind of hard to see on camera, but they're there. They're really cool. We've got the gold pinstripe along the side of the vehicle, and then on the front there, and then of course the white vehicle with a nice Decepticon logo there on the top. Looks really, really nice. Very reminiscent of his G1 figure, which we'll take a look at in just a second. He's also got his weapon, and you know, I've kind of been on the fence about the weapons with these guys because I'm of two minds with these. So the original figures had these longer weapons. They were more like rifles than handguns, right? But also in the cartoon, when you saw them animated, they did not have those rifles. They were handguns just like this. So, you know, it's still correct. Now, with the when you got them in robot, we'll look at this more in robot mode, but in the robot mode, the handgun kind of looks meh. I kind of would have preferred a rifle. But when you mount it on the shoulder, if it would have been rifle length like we looked at with Runabout, it's just too big. It actually works to have a shorter gun like this on the shoulder if you want to do the shoulder look like the G1 toy had. So I'm kind of of two minds on it, but yeah, the weapon does work. I do wish that we would have gotten two guns like with Runamuck like we did with Runabout, so you would have that option. Fortunately with Runamuck, we're not going to get that. We're only going to get that one weapon. Oh, before I take it out, you can mount it up here at the top if you want to do an attack mode. You can mount it up there, and you've got that. Other than that, there's nowhere else to put it, which, again, I think is kind of a shame considering we've got a couple of hollow spots
It would have been nice if they would have found a way to kind of integrate this. I miss the way they used to do the weapons on the back here, to where they would become kind of like the exhaust. I do kind of miss that. It would have been hard with this guy because of the way the fake chest is, I guess. But yeah, it would be nice if they found a way. It's still an amazing figure. Very, very well done. For comparison, here he is with another deluxe figure, Sunstreaker. So you can see what these guys look like together, side by side. So there's that. And then, of course, we have to show him off with his counterpart, Runabout, so you can see what these guys look like together. And again, I just love having this duel together. They look so, so cool and side by side. It is just really cool to have them both. The only minor thing that I would have changed about these would have been on Runabout. I would have liked to see the front of the car retooled, just the front of the car retooled, so it would have been that smooth point like the G1 figure had, just so they would have that minor differentiation in the vehicle modes from each other. But other than that, really, really cool. And then we'll see, we'll set this guy off to the back here, and then we'll do his G1 counterpart so you can see what these guys look like together. And again, yeah, very, very cool callback to these guys. And that's how he transforms. That was completely unintentional. These guys, with time, they don't hold as well as they once did. So they're kind of like a time bomb there. So we'll set that guy there, and then for fun, we'll bring this guy in so we can see the two teams, vintage and modern, together. So you can see what these guys look like together. And that is just such a cool shot right there. So let's get these guys out of the way and hope that they don't explode transform on me as I'm moving them. And we'll get started with the transformation on Runamuck, which, if you've seen my Runabout, then you're going to be very familiar with it. It's pretty much the same thing. They're the same figure. So we're going to start with the back of the vehicle here and just kind of pop this up. I'm going to hinge that upwards. Going to take the back wheels and just fold them in and take the whole roof of the car and bring this up on a double hinge. We're just going to let that sit up there for the moment and bring this guy down. Take the sides of the vehicle and untab these from the side right there and bring these out. These are going to be the arms, so we can bring these shoulder pieces down, turn the arms, and then reach in here to get the fists out. Do that on both sides. Open up the chest, and that's going to let us bring the head out. Bring that back down again, and we're all set. Go ahead and turn them at the way. Actually, you can take the whole roof of the car now, the whole backpack, bring it upwards, and then just kind of collapse it down. The back of the car is going to tab into these two tabs on his shoulder pieces there. We can turn this around, and if you want to have fun with it, actually, you can take the arms, the fists, put the fists away, turn the arms around, and just kind of take the front of the car here, fold it forward. Take his heels and bring them down till they snap into place. If you just want to have fun with it, we can set this down like this. Give him his weapon here on the shoulder, and now we've got ourselves the G1 mode. If you want to do that for fun, you can do it. Now, let's get into the rest of the transformation. So we'll fix his arms. We'll turn these around, bring out the fists. Get back down here, the legs. We're going to separate the front of the car. And then we're going to, the knees are tabbed down there to the bottom, basically where his ankles would be. So we're going to unpeg them or untab them from that. They're going to rotate up, and then there's another tab at the front of the knee that's going to tab into the back of this hood panel here to form the legs and the knees. Same thing on this side. We'll get them all nice and straightened out. And there is Runamuck in his robot mode, where he stands about 5 inches at the top of the head, 5.5 if you want to go to the backpack there. And again, just like we saw with Runabout, very, very cool and very accurate approximation and modernization of the G1 figure. Looks really nice all the way around. We'll come in close and we'll take a look at the head sculpt, and we'll compare it to the G1 figure one more time. So you can see kind of where he's coming from and where we are, where we were and where we are now. And again, that G1 figure had a visor, so it would have been nice if they would have given us a little bit of differentiation in the head sculpts between Runamuck and Runabout. So the figures, the G1 figures, as you saw now, they did have a visor instead of eyes. the animation had eyes, and what they're going for with these guys is they're going after the animation look. So it's okay that they gave them the eyes and they gave them the shorter handguns, because they're going for that animated look. That would have been cool, or that is cool. But if they would have, I would have liked it if they would have given one of these guys eyes and then the other guy a visor. And it doesn't really matter who, one or the other. Give one eyes, give the other one a visor. Again, it would have been a little bit of differentiation between the two figures, and yet another callback to the G1. Just that's just me. That's just an opinion. That would have been cool, but still, very, very awesome figure. For articulation, head is on a ball joint, up and down, side to side. Shoulders can go in and out at this hinge, and then they can go forward and backwards at this mushroom peg here, all the way around. Rotation at the bicep, bend at the elbow, nothing at the wrist. Rotation at the waist. Hips can go forward all the way, backwards that far because of the backpack, in and out. You got a rotation at the thigh. You got a bend at the knee, a little bit of forward and backward on the toes, and of course you got that ankle tilt for those wide surfing poses. So there you go. And then, of course, if it hasn't been brought up before, I did not bring this up with Runabout because it's not obvious with him. But it is very obvious with Runamuck, and that is what is going on with the face on the belt buckle. What's up with the crotch face there? The crotch of evil. I don't know what's happening there, but there's a thing that if you had not seen before, you now will never unsee. You're welcome. For a couple of comparisons, here's one more time with Sunstreaker, just so we have an Autobot to show them off with, and you can see how they stack up to each other. One more time, we'll bring in Runabout so you can see the two of these guys together. And of course, the weapon, I did mention this earlier. You can give it to him as a handgun, or you can give it to him as a shoulder gun. I personally prefer the shoulder gun look. I do. It would have been nice if we would have gotten both pieces of the weapon with Runamuck like we did with Runabout, so that we would have the options, because Runabout allows us to have a handgun, two handguns, a rifle, or a shoulder gun, two shoulder guns, one of each. You have options with Runabout that you don't have with Runamuck. It would have been nice to see that with this figure. We'll back him up a little bit, and one more comparison. What review would be complete if we didn't do this, right? So there you go. So you can see what the team looked like before and what the team looks like now. I absolutely love that they're bringing us these callbacks to these more obscure or lesser seen characters and figures from G1, right? It's not just the same 10 G1. Now, while I do appreciate, and personally, you know me, I want an Optimus Prime figure in every line. It's cool that they are giving us some other characters that we don't normally get. These are obscure, lesser known characters. It's kind of a deep cuts, and it's such an awesome callback. I absolutely love everything about the decision to bring these two guys back and give them a modern update from these guys. That is just absolutely very, very cool. Love that. So we'll take the G1 figures off to the side. We'll leave these guys together for their outgoing shot. And I think that about does it for the Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise Deluxe Class Runamuck. What did you think of this figure? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I've got that donate button up there. If you want to hit on that, I certainly would appreciate it. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.